Gaming back today, bringing on a video for our favorite weapon series for our Warzone weapons. And today, finally broke down and used a semi-meta type weapon build for the M4 turning M16. So I'm going to show you just how I built this, as well as walk you through a Warzone win. So I did, first off, I picked this up the other day. I just picked it up and threw it in a class because I was getting sick of seeing people use the VLKs and all the standard attachments. And I figured, you know what, I'm going to throw it in my class lineup and just see how it is. And I put it in kind of the back of my lineup to pick up if I come back from Gulag endgame and need a weapon. And I put this in with fully loaded initially in some duos games and came in and was just kind of shocked as to how accurate and devastating this thing was. So I decided to run it in a solo game and give it a test and see how it handled in solos. And again, I've run this in quite a few duos already. And it's pretty amazing how when you use these quote-unquote meta-type weapon builds for these specific weapons, just how it can easily change your gameplay. These 8 kills in this game was basically extremely easy, whereas if I were using usual weapons that are off-meta like I usually use, I would have to work a lot harder for them in some instances. So I'll show you how to build this, and then we'll walk through the gameplay, and I'll show you how I got this Warzone win. Some nice tactics we had there. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. So here's our M4 conversion into an M16. Again, kind of an odd looking M16 we're using. I hate using this barrel without the M203 grenade launcher because it is a heat shield. But again, I was just playing around with something kind of meta to see how it handled in game. So strip this down. First off, I'm just going to use the OG blueprint here. So you can use whichever M4 blueprint you want. And I'll show you the attachments here. We're going to want the muzzle. We're going to go ahead and just throw on a monolithic suppressor. Being the M4, we're going to want the most damage at range as well as staying off the minimap. So this is going to assist with sound suppression, damage at range, and keep us off the minimap. The cons here being the ADS speed and the aim walking steadiness. So we'll go ahead and put that on. And then the barrel, again, we're going to want that longest barrel attachment. So the M16 Grenadier barrel we're going to want for the damage at range, the bullet velocity, and the recoil control. The cons would be the ADS speed and the movement speed. So obviously another option is going to be the, if I just select that so we can see the differences, the Corvus Custom for the M16A4, which is a 19-inch barrel. So it's 1 inch shorter than the Grenadier. But again, you can just see you'll have better mobility, but your control, range, and accuracy is going to be down slightly. But again, also another very good barrel on this weapon, which would probably be more real-world aesthetically pleasing versus the Grenadier barrel since we're using it without the M203. But again, we're just going to throw that on. The optic, we're going to go with the #1 meta optic of the game right now is the VLK 3.0. So again, this is going to assist with zoom level. Cons here being the ADS speed. It's also going to assist with the recoil control, as well as I think it actually buffs your ADS speed. I could be wrong there, but it does help with your recoil control, which is very odd. I'm kind of shocked that hasn't been fixed quite yet. That's why everybody uses this weapon attachment. Stock, we're going to leave blank. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw ammunition. Again, I'm just going to throw a 60-round magazine on there. We're going to use, you can see the default versus Old Faithful. We'll go ahead and use default. And if we really wanted to, we could do a 50-round for the OG. You can see how beat up that magazine looks a little bit, just different off color. But we're going to go with 60. And again, I had this built for duos, so you can feel free to use a 30 if you really wanted to. And I think the default is a windowed P-mag, so just keep that in mind. And then for the end barrel, since we have very easy to control recoil with the M4, we're going to want the Commando foregrip, recoil stabilization, and aiming stability. So it's really going to help with our horizontal recoil, more so with the vertical, because the weapon is going to bounce side to side mostly. The recoil on this, again, easy to control. Cons here are just the movement speed, so we'll go ahead and select that. And that's our final design here. So for the reticle, we're going to leave the base reticle. However, the cross dot is also a really good option here. You have a couple different options that are very good, but we're going to leave the base reticle on this one. And because the weapon's accurate enough, we don't really need a bigger reticle to keep on target. The camouflage, again, I'm going to go standard black, but you can just see how these look on this particular build. I think it looks pretty nice overall. And again, this is just a very odd off-meta looking weapon. It looks hideous, but you can see here overall, we have basically all the meta attachments we want to be try-hard in Warzone. So we'll go ahead now, and we will jump into the gameplay. I'll walk you through this solo win with this weapon. So here we go, jumping in game, and I'm just kind of hanging out over in the vacant area, and I have some guy on my heartbeat. I've already come back from Gulag at this point, just got my loadout, and this guy's on the heartbeat. So you can see here, again, even though it's a CQC type engagement, and it could have been easier with any other weapon, it was pretty straightforward kill. But again, you can just see the fast time to kill, as well as how easy it is to keep those shots on target, even at that range. So again, fast forward at this point, I'm just going to the buy station. I'm heading over there, and I'm going to hear footsteps. So I'm going to check my heartbeat. You can hear him pounding around, sprinting. There he is. So again, just take these shots. pretty much no recoil on this weapon whatsoever, specifically at those ranges. So very easy to bring that guy down. Again, the audio they did buff in Season 5, so it is a lot easier to hear footstep audio coming forward. So that's a good thing here. So again, I picked up this one dude's sniper rifle because I went with Ghost right off the bat. So now I have a sniper that I picked up, and you'll see I've had hit contracts out kind of the whole game, just getting hit so I know where people are. And I knew there was people over around in that area. So I picked that guy off nice and easy. And my bounty is now over here somewhere. So I'm just going to scan for him. Look around, try and find where he is. I see him there on the roof of the gas station. So again, I'm just going to... No variable zoom on this. So right there, that first shot, I just hit his backpack, it looked like. And then the second shot, again, I kind of eyed that through the trees and was able to get a nice headshot to bring him down and get the bonus for the bounty. So fast forward a little bit here. I put myself in kind of an odd position because I have to cross this this open area here where the water would typically flow here on this creek bed. And so I'm going to move sooner rather than later. That way I can trap people pushing in behind me because I know there is people behind me. So right there I thought that was a guy, but it turned out not to be the case. So again, just going forward. And here I'm going to get sniped at from the back. So mistake on this guy's part is that he took a shot when he couldn't guarantee the kill. Obviously, he was trying to aim for the head and kill me instantly. I do have a self-res at this point, but I can hear his footsteps now. He's got to come to me. And again, easy kill. The wall's pushing him right to me, so by moving faster in that circle, I avoided having to run into him while we're both closing in with the circle. So fast forward just a little bit here. I'm trying to position myself in the end circle. Heartbeat's clear. I'm going to climb this area, and I cannot believe I survived that. Luckily, I do have a self-res in case I went down. Hopefully, I would have been able to res in time easily before he got up here. But again, gonna replace my plates and just kind of hold this area. There's one way up on this roof, and that's gonna be from the ladder. So nothing on a heartbeat. He's obviously got Ghost. And I'm just gonna kind of hang out here, trying to listen and position where he may or may not be. And at this point here, I can hear him coming up the ladder. And there he is. So easy down. Again, you can just see the fast TDK with this weapon with the high rate of fire and how accurate it is, obviously, even at those close quarters engagements where you would expect it to be. Not sure what he thought was going to happen there. Obviously, I'd be watching the ladder, but interesting gamble hit from his end. But here, I kind of know there's two people left. I know whereabouts they are for the most part due to the gunfire that's happened, and there's some movement going on, so I'm just kind of hanging out. There's one way up to me again, and right there, you can hear some footsteps. This guy runs in, so there's my last guy right here, and then just a really easy kill. He was obviously very hurt right there, just hit him in the head, and you can see I was going to throw C4 there just in case I would have been able to get him with that also. So wasn't going to take any risks there, but again, very easy solo win for this weapon here. It's, like I said, it's very weird comparing this to some of the typical off-meta weapons I use and just how simple this weapon is to get kills, fast time to kill at these medium to even longer ranges. Very, very effective weapon. I'm not somebody that loves meta weapons, never really use them, but in this instance, I just wanted to try it out. You can see how effective it was. So let me know down below what your favorite M4 or M16 build is for Call of Duty Modern Warfare or in Warzone. Give me your attachments down below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you enjoy the content, and we'll be streaming Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7:30 through 9:30 typically here on the channel here on YouTube. So leave you guys with that. This is Buffering Gaming with a nice 8-kill solo win for the M16. Till next time, Buffering Gaming out.